similarities could be a desire for order, a desire for groups to be in their designated place. We can also see in some brands of traditionalism a value for race, for a sort of white or Aryan supremacy. We can see a value for masculinism and masculinity, and mythologies of masculinity. Where it diverges from those other doctrines is, especially, let's say, from fascism to start with, is it does not look toward the future with optimism necessarily. And it does not try to build a world that is better than one that has ever existed. One of the reasons it's called traditionalism is that it has a hyper investment in the idea that things used to be better. So traditionalism was originally not a political philosophy. Right? And for a lot of its followers, it still isn't a political philosophy. It's a spiritual doctrine. It's a belief in the way that time proceeds and in the way that society has looked in the past and will look again. What is common about Olavo, Bannon, and Dugin is that all of them seem to be devoted to analyzing and in some cases acting on global politics as being an opposition between materialism and spirituality, excuse me. And at that point, they agree. Where they start to disagree is in terms of who represents materialism and who represents spirituality globally. The other big thing that unites them all is the belief that the age that we are living in right now is an age of upheaval and an age of confrontation with the status quo that is evil. Many cases, they are looking at modern institutions and saying what needs to happen is they need to be destroyed. The only way that we're going to get to a more ideal society that is segmented, that is spiritual, that prioritizes spirituality, that's almost theocratic. The only way you get to that is by tearing apart civil society as it exists today and tearing apart our institutions. That will lead to a rebirth. If someone is an official traditionalist, for sure, undoubtedly, that typically means that they have been initiated into some religious or spiritual organization that was founded by a traditionalist thinker. And of the three individuals that I profile in my book, Olavo is the only one who would qualify for that. Traditionalism, part of its core belief is that ages ago, there was a true religion. And we're talking a long, long time ago, millennia in the past. That one religion, the tradition, the perennial tradition, that's where the name comes from, was gradually lost to humanity, they believe. Its spiritual truths were forgotten. We see signs of that with the advent of writing, which is testament to the need to remember things that are no longer in our active memory and preserve teachings that would otherwise be forgotten. Spiritual truths start to disintegrate. I think that as long as there is a sense of chaos in these causes, as long as they are genuinely anti-establishment and able to have confrontations with the political status quo and to break down and attack some of our main institutions, that's going to attract these types of ideologues.